All right, Rundown, October 3rd, brought to you by Tommy John. It's going to be quite loud. Advertisers.
Tommy?
I think that's the...
What's up, everyone?
I think that's New Amsterdam people.
Well, I feel like they
Control
get
them, Tommy.
New Amsterdam, quick New Amsterdam.
Thank you, Tommy.
Quick New Amsterdam story.
It's coming though.
We went into their sales meetup.
Yeah.
PFT and I had to speak at it, and I guess it was like a fun Friday afternoon event for them. They were told to wear their jerseys of their favorite team. I think that this should be demanded of any time we have to do a speaking conference, because you can just roast everyone. It's like the greatest roast of all time.
Easy material.
Just people show, there was one guy who showed up in, I think, a Sanchez jersey, in a
geez,
Jets
the
and I was just
Sanchez.
come on, man.
The Sanchez.
The Sanchez.
Did we sold
The Sanchez and the franchise, Steve Francis.
You-
Two biggest busts of
We
names.
sold Sanchez t-shirts.
Yeah.
The Sanchez with the
Future
little
was
Jets
bright for
thing.
a moment.
It was.
Brief moment. Tommy John,
Back-to-back
lots
AFC
of
championship games.
Lots of underwear brands claim to be big on comfort, but if they were true, why then are 75% of men and women dissatisfied with their underwear? They probably haven't tried Tommy John, the revolutionary underwear that's upgraded over 1 million lives. This is what my dad wears, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
he
you
should
find
be
it-
doing
you
this
can
read.
find,
Because we can make my dad happy with his
Mr.
underwear.
Johnson is what he calls it.
Yeah, doesn't he doesn't get it out in time?
He
Like,
pees
pisses
on
his
himself.
pants? Yeah, it's disgusting. I don't know if Tommy John wants that.
Now you're going to get a call.
I will get a call from that. All
They've-
facts, but I'll get a call.
They've sold 7 million pairs of underwears. 96% of customers give them a rating of 4 stars or greater. With Tommy John's revolutionary underwear, the legs never ride up and the waistbands never roll down. Tommy John is so confident in underwear that if you don't love your first pair, you can get a full refund with their best pair you'll ever have or wear or free. Let me do that again. Tommy John is so confident in their underwear that if you don't love your first pair, you can get a full refund with their best pair you'll ever wear, or it's free guarantee. Go to TommyJohn.com/rundown now. Save 20% on your first order. That's TommyJohn.com/rundown for 20% off. TommyJohn.com/rundown. The pair of underwear that my dad actually wears, and I do think this now, he doesn't pee on himself because of this.
Correct.
Right.
Because of Tommy John. So if
Right.
you pee on yourself, Tommy John's the underwear.
So MLB playoffs, first of all, real slow day outside MLB playoffs. There wasn't a lot of topics. Underway, the 2 wild card games over. Yesterday was a pretty boring game.
I think that was the most boring playoff game of all time. That was the most.
It has to be so brutal to be an A's fan and to just sit there for 9 innings and just know that you're dead.
Game's
Yeah,
over.
right.
Yeah,
The
it
game
was
was
over from
over
Jump Street,
instantly.
and it never got interesting. Between the matchup and the way it unfolded, and the timing, I think it was really the most unimportant playoff game ever.
The most exciting part of the playoff game was the Rays just absolutely bodying the Rocket.
Yeah.
Cry.
You little bitch boy,
It's been tough for the Rocket.
I always wonder in Major League Baseball, it's like a larger discussion, but A's, Rays are in the playoffs. You look like a team, the Red Sox, yeah, they won the World Series last year, but they're not in this year. Team like the Cubs, I don't know the Mets payroll, but it's pretty amazing. There's no other business in the world where one business could spend $100 million gazillion dollars more than the other, and the other business kicks its ass. It's crazy.
But the A's and the Rays are kind of the exception. If you look around the rest of the playoffs this year, it's all the top
But
spenders.
that's a pretty big exception.
The Royals won.
it's
They
basically
won the
one
World
one
Series.
playoff.
Yeah.
And weren't the Astros not a huge payroll team for a while?
They're all you don't have to necessarily, you're not maybe the $200 million team, but the teams that spend have sustained
And
playoff
it's-
success.
well-
Whether or not you get to the top, the Royals sneak in this case the A's and the Rays are in.
Your
but
guy, our former guy, Theo, who I like, he's played it. He's always been had the most money.
Right, but he
Yeah,
also,
but he's small.
in a weird...
Dombrowski's the example. Dombrowski does nothing but spend, trade away prospects, and go get the top guys, and then they win. But it's literally anybody could do what Dombrowski did.
And
I think Theo is
in a weird way, when
he
the-
spends, but he's got the Rizzos and he's
Well,
got the
yeah, but
Bryants.
when
and
That's what I'm
like
saying. When the Cubs won, I would have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure the Cubs won with their lowest payroll outside
Yeah.
2015. Their lowest payroll of that 4-year window where they were going to the playoffs.
Yeah, see,
Their
I'd
payroll's
argue
gone up.
when Theo was with the Red Sox, he was actually missing, like he called Crawford.
That's
and,
also
like,
a chicken
he
in the
missed
egg.
all the big
Jason
ones.
Hayward, you
Iman,
was
but when you have a huge budget and all this, it's like you can miss.
You take shots.
Right.
That's
yeah.
almost the thing, is being able to withstand your misses.
Right.
Like that's the Mets will go and spend, but if they miss, they're like Robinson Cano's just going to sit there and they're
Well,
not going to make
since
any
we're
moves.
talking about he's on the list, what Mickey Callaway fired.
See you later.
You're fine with it.
Yeah,
You cool with that?
yeah, he stinks. I mean, if
He's
you
such a good baseball name.
Mickey Callaway.
and he looks
Yeah.
great. He's
I
a
mean-
sexy guy, and he's got a great name. But if
The
you,
Met-
I mean, he is
I like the
I'm
old
full
guy they
blown
had.
incompetent.
Is the guy they had before still alive?
Terry Collins.
Yeah, I like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I mean, he's
That
the
too.
asses in the jackpot.
Jack-
guy.
Terry, listen, I'm telling you, our ass is in the jackpot now. Okay? Okay, I'm just telling you. Fucking motherfucker.
So who are you
Absolutely.
gonna get?
He has been. I hope it's Girardi, but it's
You
probably.
you don't want my guy?
I don't know. I would take him, but I would rather Girardi or just like a no-name, like new guy.
No. Mets fans could not have
Joe Madden.
because he doesn't do things normal, and then like Kevin
They'd
would,
lose their mind.
you would just go on a 3-week straight rant
Yeah.
about his decision.
Yeah, like I have friends
I
who
don't
like
mind it. I don't know
all
about
they
that.
did was
I don't know
talk
what that
about the
means, but
lineup every day.
I don't care about that. I care about I don't need you to bring like fucking zoo animals.
But
to
he
the
does
spring
that for the
training and
little
shit.
shit.
Get the fuck out of here with
For
that.
the
Yeah, but
younger
right,
team.
but he's somebody you gotta just almost be like, you know what you're getting, because
Right.
you're not getting a normal guy.
Right, and I mean, if he goes and wins you, if you win, sure, but I don't
Like
think the Mets
imagine
are in
Frank the
any
Tank with him.
Dave's
Oh,
right though.
forget it.
You like Joe Madden.
He gives you shit to.
Well,
in
like,
New York, you cannot do it in New York.
Unless you win.
Well, he stopped doing that stuff. That was a lot of like the young Cubs, but he stopped doing like the magician and all that shit.
Yeah.
But he is a big. Just the lineup is. I think there was one year. It might have been last year where there was never the same lineup. Like it
Yeah,
was
that's crazy.
every game.
I
was
want
different.
someone who's just gonna listen. I want a good analytics team and someone who's gonna listen to that shit. I think
So you want
Girardi's a good in
Girardi?
between. I think Girardi does both, but I don't think they're gonna pay him because they're cheap. So
Well, I don't know that that's really fair to say that about the Wilpons, but
that they're
How
cheap.
much money?
Why do you think they spend?
I
money?
think the Wilpons will empty the bank account to try to win a World Series, and they
Based-
prove it every year.
based on what?
Hypothetical.
Based on who you got the Stroh show.
They're
Sure,
paying
sure.
him.
They're gonna.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he wants to be Met forever.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, question. How much money?
Stroh
This is
show.
a
He
stupid
stinks, by the way.
hypothetical, but I
The
think
Stroh
we,
show stinks.
He has not been good. That was not a good trade.
stupid hypothetical, but it's a slow day. How much money would we have to raise and donate to the Mets for them to let Frank the Tank be the manager for a year?
I don't know if
If we got $1 million,
If you're just lining Jeff Wilpon's pockets, he'd probably
It
be
was
like, all right, we can do this.
If we get
God,
$1
that'd be
billion
great.
and we're like, Mets, you get this $1 billion for nothing, except Frank the Tank has to be
He
the
looked
manager.
like Mr. Met. Like
Yeah.
his body would be Mr. Met.
Yeah.
God damn it! Would be
Well,
the
he's
most
like
incredible
Mr.
thing
Met
ever.
reverse. His
Yeah.
head is super tiny, but his body's very
That's
big.
what I laughed about. Just I pictured him in like a uniform.
Coming out.
Oh man, imagine
Like
him waddling
waddling
out
out.
to the mound.
Fuck,
With like
we
a
need
dog.
that. If I could just snap my
He would
finger
be.
and
I mean,
have
he'd be a
anything.
guy too. Like you throw a single ball and he'd be like, you're out of here.
That might be my if you had a 3
Bucket
genie
list type
wishes.
shit, yeah.
Genie wish.
Frank
like,
the Tank gets to be the
that
manager
might
of
be
the
one.
Mets.
Who was remember?
Him in his press
Yeah,
conference.
that's what I was just saying. That old press conference.
chewing his shirt.
Remember when the media like stormed in? I think it was Hal McRae.
Hal
and he
McRae
was-
started throwing
Right.
the phones everywhere.
Brett for Miller with the bases loaded in the seventh.
No, don't ask me all these stupid ass questions. No. And the God, all these stupid ass questions every night.
He'd just be singing like his like songs at his desk as he's going in there.
Every game they play, since Mickey Callaway, they don't show any energy, they don't even try, they just keep losing.
Fuck. All right.
Please,
this is a
God,
perfect
Imagine.
segment.
Just like, but like the Wilpons knowing, like there is a number. If you said $2 billion,
They would
you
take
have
it,
to
yeah,
have Frank the Tank managed for 1 year.
All right, we got a Bet MGM gambling segment, which we got big gambling news coming up next, so that's important. The same guys that bring you the world's most spectacular casino resorts and top-notch entertainment have a new sports betting app in Jersey. Thursday night, tonight, they have a special offer for Stoolies. If you're in Jersey, sign up. Voice. If you're in New Jersey, sign up with bonus code Barstool and place a $1 moneyline bet on Seattle. If they score a point, you'll get $100. Then you don't need to win. They just need to avoid getting shut out by a team they gave up 55 points to the Bucks. Disclaimer, winnings are paid in free bets, must be 21 plus, must be in New Jersey to place bets. Restrictions apply. Visit BetMGM.com for full list of terms and conditions. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Shout out BetMGM and all. Sign up, Jersey, great. It never ceases to amaze me the way they repackage like offers. Like,
Dave,
It's the same.
speaking of BetMGM, I got a can't lose parlay this week.
Oh, second one in a week.
Did the
Before we
first
get
one?
to that,
No, it lost.
Okay.
Yeah.
before we
But
get
for one.
I don't know how it lost, but it lost.
do this, load
No,
up.
1 for 1. I had 1 week 1.
You're
It
1 and
won.
1. Okay.
Load up on this. It's again, if Seattle scores a point, you get $100. That's basically what's happening here. 2 mascot issues. The Falcon at Air Force died.
23 years old.
That was one of my mortal locks,
Yep.
Navy.
Yep, you got to switch it.
I am no longer on Navy. I do not. I am firmly now. That matters. The other one, the East Carolina Pirate, is sick. I don't think that matters at all.
Sick? How sick? Like cancer sick
Cancer
or like?
sick, I think. He had like gallbladder
But
disease or something.
it's like
East
human
Carolina
mascots
Pirate. Let me
are.
I agree.
yeah.
Human mascots are different. I would like to know, I wish we had like an ECU insider, how much that mascot like means to the
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
like I'm looking at him now. Is he like an old guy?
No.
who's,
No,
like,
he's
been
a
on
pirate.
campus
He
This
looks
is
like he
the
just
pirate.
came from Gasparilla. He doesn't look like a real guy.
The Falcon, Dave, I went back and looked at the Bevo,
Oh,
the
like
famous
this? Oh,
Steve
No.
the Pirate.
No, it's
Steve the Pirate.
It's like, yeah.
ECU.
I saw a guy who was actually dressed as a pirate.
Yeah, no, there's a guy
like,
dressed,
like that kind of?
That's the guy. Yeah,
Oh,
he
this
comes
guy
out.
looks like a
He hypes
yeah.
it
This,
up.
this mascot. This headline says he dressed like a stripper.
10
This
years
guy,
straight though.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I'm
I
not
I
in on
agree
get
it.
with
well
you.
soon and all that shit, but
I went back and looked up Bevo, famous Bevo 2015 RIP. I forgot how bad Texas was that year. They finished 5-7. They won 2 games that we both bet on because Bevo was too sick to go to the Red River Shootout, and then 6 days later died.
Yeah. Remember when Rico was? That was when Rico was like, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, and we're like, you
Yeah.
idiots.
The Falcon matters. I've changed everything.
Falcon matters.
So I'm now on that.
23 years.
It's a long time.
And someone told me
I
that
thought
he was.
birds. I
I
thought
thought it lived to
fucking
like
Mush
100.
said birds live till 100.
No, his bird does. Well,
I
there's
think
someone-
23 years
This
is
could be a
actually
classic
very
Bush when he's lying. He's just replacing the bird. Nobody ever knows.
Someone told me that this Falcon was also like the president of the Falcons committee. Like he spoke for all Falcons.
What does that mean?
Look it up, Tommy. He was like the president of all the Falcons.
Did the Atlanta
Well, at
Falcons
first I was
have a
looking at-
Falcon?
Most
What?
Falcons do not survive their first year, though they have an average lifespan of 13 years. Maximum longevity records for wild birds is 16 to 20.
So this bird is the oldest
Longest
falcon
for
ever.
a
This is
captive
just making me question
is
Mush. Can we
25
look up
years.
No,
his
no,
bird?
that's okay. So he died at 23. Longest for a captain was 25.
Okay, but that so that means he's
Did
like
he-
one of the
is he
oldest
like
birds
the
ever.
What was the
president?
next thing?
He's like the
Bird lived till
president of
100.
all the Falcons.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
What a name.
What's that?
Aurora.
Is that's the name of the falcon?
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, Twitter, you can't do anything anymore. I said R.I.P. Aurora, and some dude was like, "Hey man, you
Shooting?
might want to clarify. You're talking about a falcon. There was a shooting like 7
A
years
billion
ago.
years ago.
Like,
Get
what?
the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I mean, we
People
still.
and the people who always think of the worst thing when it's so clear what we're
crazy.
talking about, can't stand them.
Your regular ass bird here, they say between 2 and 5 years.
No, but Marty's got one of those like Galapagos turtles.
Or
Does he?
Yeah, that
Or
lives to like 200.
Parrot? That's
it's
how,
just part of his ongoing shell game in which he's just new. It's like content. He's
Yeah,
like
remember cousin what?
Cousin Earl.
Cousin Harry or
Uncle
Okay,
Uncle
all
Herb.
right, all right.
Uncle
No,
Herb.
listen, parrots.
Uncle Herb.
The Kakapo
us
parrot
some
lives to
falcon
95.
stuff.
Okay. All right.
Falcon,
Paris,
the
I'll-
Nothing
Falcon?
says it's the president of all Falcons.
I'm
I'll
pretty
keep
sure it's the
looking.
president of all Falcons.
I'll keep
Like I
looking.
think he stands for all Falcons.
Well, the facts of the matter is, I'm trying to think of another Falcon, and I can't. So I believe
Most
it.
important
Yeah,
falcon in the game.
right.
Do
But-
the Atlanta Falcons have a Falcon?
No, the Seahawks have a bird. Maybe
Seahawk.
tonight I don't know.
Today's a big gambling day. 2 baseball games.
Tomorrow, Dave. 4 baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
games.
tomorrow is unbelievable.
2
day.
college football. I love the 4 baseball game
Okay,
days.
so I was talking. I think that the 4 baseball games First of all, they kind of botched it with these like having days before it. They should kick off with a quadruple header, and I think that day deserves to be up there with like NCAA tournament, with divisional weekend. I think it's one of the best days of the year.
Don't say NCAA tournament.
Four playoff baseball games.
It's awesome.
Unbelievable.
It's awesome.
Baseball from 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. All of them playoff games.
Yeah,
it's
but
incredible.
Let me say this. Let me say this. I love the 4
Fine,
baseball
forget about
games.
gambling.
When you just said NCAA tournament, I got chills down my
The
spine.
hair stood up on my arms.
Thinking about that and
On
the
my
fucking
arms.
notebook that I'm going to show up with this year,
I'll
I'm
tell
going to
you
do a
what
lot
I
of
do.
research.
I'll tell you what I
Do you not remember I showed up with?
Yeah. That's like 1920s shit. That it's all
It
like.
makes me feel confident knowing that I have the information if I need it. It's got it's got shot charts, it's got heat maps. The ACC is 37 and 53 against the spread.
Where'd you get this? What is this from?
2019 Tournament Guide, 9th edition.
This fucking thing, and Dave was like, "You don't even know what that is." I was like, "Bro,
And
shot chart for Dayton."
The only thing I took away from that notebook is the spread didn't matter. That was like the one stat that I couldn't like.
pick winners.
I will say though, a day is coming up. For me, Breeders' Cup Saturday does because you generally get college football, horse racing, MLB playoffs.
Yeah. I agree though. The quad, and hopefully we get it on Monday as well, because that's really when Friday is like
wild card
Friday's
weekend's
already
huge.
awesome. But yeah, wild card weekend's huge. But Monday, if I think these 2 games tonight go 4, we'll get another quad, which is huge
That's
on
all,
a
'cause they're all, like,
Monday.
elimination
And on a
shit.
Monday when you need it.
We could have talked about this one the other day. Korean golfer banned 3 years for flipping the bird on his backswing like somebody took a picture. That's just
golf.
how they do. No, that's not golf. That's Korea.
Yeah.
I
I think that's
watched-
a kind of a perfect storm there. It's like stuffy golf mixed with crazy Korea.
Well, I watched the video and they blurred out the finger. They should do that more.
Blur
It
the
feels
finger?
different.
Well,
it does.
makes
It's like
it makes
where
it
he's
feel-
like, and then it's all blurred.
The
It's
kids,
like,
you know what they say now? That slaps different.
Yes, it slaps different. Right, Tommy?
That's
what we
like
say.
I asked when I did the French Montana pizza review what the kids say now when a song is hot, whether it slaps, whether it's a banger. He said it's crack,
Crack.
which is kind of hot.
Damn. That's crack.
We already talked Mickey Callaway. Well, let's get your take. This is a slow day, like I said. Have you guys been caught up on Riggs versus Whitney?
Yes.
So, real quick, canceled. We spent a day trashing the USGA for sticking their nose where they don't belong. I wish we could see this guy. The guy who's pulling out his rule book on you. I wish we could see him. And that's who's dominating you.
Well, I mean, listen, like, all right, if you want to blame me, give me 10%. The fact that they're ripping out rules 3-47.73 to say that we would be professional golfers, they are at fault here. So
I agree.
blame who you want, Dave, and talk about what
I
you
agree
say
with
to
you.
whoever,
I started that.
but
I
in the end,
said blame the USGA. It's 100% starts from them. I agree with you. Comes out later in the day, Whitney through his swing coach called the USGA and they're like, "Hey, we need a verdict or allowed to play." And Whitney never said this. He just never mentioned that he initiated the whole thing. The USGA is like, we didn't want to get involved. Like, Whitney was proactively, his coach being like, we need a decision. And they even were like, we weren't really giving a decision. We want nothing to do with it. But it went down the rabbit hole.
But now that they've been alerted, they can't take it back. They're like, if you play in this, you still will be suspended.
I don't think they ever said
It sounds
that.
like they don't want any part of this.
They want no part of it
So,
to
like,
begin with. But
now that it's out of
Whitney
the-
brought it to their doorstep.
And now they can't ignore
It
it.
was almost, people have said there's different, like, hey, I'll call the police. I'm about to do some drugs. Is that okay? Like, that type. So,
But then they'll still ban him. So like,
I don't know that
'Cause
they
I almost
ever.
feel
I
like
don't think they're willing to say anything. Like they're.
I think he could get away with it based on
Well,
how
he's
the
not
USGA
going to do it. It's already so far down. But what do you guys take on that?
I have a few questions.
Yeah, sure. I'll be happy to answer them to the best of my ability.
All right, well, my initial take is I have no problem with Whitney calling the USGA because it seems like his tournament is more important to him than the Riggs thing. Not mentioning it is crazy.
That's exactly. All right, so we're on the same. That's
That
exactly
part is
what
not
we
mentioning
said.
what do you mean?
Not mentioning that he called the
them, yes,
USGA,
for sure.
and they
sure.
basically sewered the USGA for a whole day. So that part's crazy. The fact that he called and was like, if there's 0.001% chance I can't play in my tournaments, I want to know. So I have no problem with him calling.
I actually don't either. We're all on the same page. He's changing it every time. Like, he was on the radio being like, it's your fault for publicizing it. That's the only
so
way they
that
found
doesn't
out.
seem
He
like
also
that's the
leaned
case.
into the member
That's
thing,
also-
and it was
what
like that
Dan
was,
said right. which I think what happened, this is my take, it got too far away from him, Riggs versus Whitney, and he just never came out being like, I don't actually care about this tournament.
Right.
I care about all these others.
Right.
And because he didn't want it to be on him, so he tried to point the finger at the USGA.
Yes.
I don't think he probably thought the USGA was going to respond, be like, wait a minute. The USGA was like, what? And really didn't want any part of this and had no intention of getting involved in this. But Ryan Whitney and his swing coach, to the point the USGA has hinted, they think he was looking for a way out of it, like an excuse not to play in this.
Okay, so
And because he looks like an idiot for that whole day, not mentioning, like, hey, it was me who did this.
I think being so deep into the Barstool world, I would think that a pay-per-view golf tournament would be enormous.
It would be huge,
right? But if he's got this
a
whole other
crazy
golf
golfer.
world,
That's
right?
fine, that's his
so
world.
like me and you, like a big Barstool event is the most important thing in our lives. For him, he's got something
right.
else. Okay,
So he should have just
understood.
said that.
Yeah.
Right. So that leaves
But
me
he kind
like,
of did on that argument on the radio. He said like, if you think I give a fuck about this Riggs thing over my 4-ball, like you're crazy.
that's my question. So I have 2 questions. One is, what are these tournaments he's playing in?
The 4-ball thing he keeps talking about, like
What
it's
is
the end
4-ball?
all be all.
It's like it's like a fake made up. It's like 3 years old, I guess.
Is he trying to go pro?
But the only
No.
thing I know about, see that.
No, he's
That's
not.
what I don't understand.
The one thing I do respect is that he has a partner in this 4-ball thing, and if he did somehow get suspended, he like fucks over other people.
Right.
That's
But-
bad. The rest of it, I'm like, how good is he? Are you
But he
gonna
could
go
just say,
pro?
let me put it this way. My mother and I play in a United States golf tournament. It's a mother-son. My mother takes it very serious. She loves it. That's essentially what this is. He likes playing in the tournament, which
That's,
is fine.
yeah,
right.
that actually sounds, if you take
so
golf
that's more
seriously, it
important
would
than
sound
playing
fun.
Which
Riggs.
is fine.
So be
But
it.
he first of all, we have a good relationship with the USGA. And we sued them because the way he made it sound like they just flew in out of nowhere and was like,
said,
hey,
"Can't do
you
this."
can't do this. And if I were them, I'd be pissed. It's like, wait, we didn't say a fucking word. We weren't going to say a word. You asked us,
Right.
repeatedly asked us. So I think I'm right. He didn't want the backlash of like, I can't play. So he kind of like pawned it off, but it was really him.
So my other question is, how many adults have swing coaches? Like, does Riggs have a swing coach?
I'm guessing retired.
I think
pro
if you got money to
athletes.
burn and you really want to try to be good
mean,
at golf,
lessons.
I guess that-
have a swing
People
coach.
take lessons. It's
Yeah.
very rare, I think, that you're going to hear somebody say they have a swing coach.
Right. So like a lesson and a swing coach are different in my mind.
I
A
don't
swing
think
coach
any-
is someone he calls up at like 2 a.m. He's like, hey man, like I've had a nightmare that my backswing wasn't
Yeah,
working.
it's like
Coach me up.
Denny Hamlin has like a basketball coach, like a
Right.
shooting coach.
Right.
And I ripped him for. I'm like, that's crazy.
But I guess what Kevin's saying, and I kind of agree with, is you get to enough money, why not?
It's
like if I had,
it's like permanent lessons. It's like you pay to go
Yes.
once a week. I have it 24 around
Whitney
the
has
clock.
nothing to do.
if I had a Whitney's money, I'd probably have a shot coach for basketball and just have someone
everything
rebound
He has
for me.
nothing to
Like-
do.
Yeah.
This is what he does. The only thing that really, and he was changed it like we never see, it's like you guys are trying to say I'm afraid to play Riggs. We never said that. It is that it's very important, which is fine. Just say it.
Yeah.
Because you sued the USGA.
Right.
And we sued the USGA.
Now, the last thing I thought though, what if it's the swing coach who's made it like who's giving Whitney bad information?
No, they're on the same page. Like it was the swing coach and Whitney together. They're not like.
Because I was thinking to myself, if I'm a swing coach and I'm getting paid by this guy and he goes and gets himself banned, then that's bad for my business.
Yeah.
So if he calls up and then he's like, "Hey Ryan, there's
Yeah.
a chance you might like not be able to play and pay me
Yeah.
anymore, so don't do this."
I mean, the whole
Swing
thing's
like
crazy.
he might
because
have some self-interest. there.
As Riggs pointed out, like we've been talking about this event for a year with the USGA. We tried to do it at a USGA course with them.
Right.
Like they knew.
Yeah.
There was no mention of like.
So what if they just play for no money? Well, I
Well,
guess that changes it.
No,
yeah.
but then it's wink, wink, no money. Like,
But no, they're
or
they're-
charity or something.
First of all, the whole thing's like wildly confused now at this point because they know. But it's like you could wink, wink, and anybody could wink. The major,
but
But the problem with the wink wink, I think, is like you're now like maybe I'm wrong, but golf hardos are
Correct.
a very specific breed where it wouldn't even be the USGA, it would be another USGA member
Right.
calling in and being like, this cannot stand.
right? So crazy story. I think the moral of the story is
It's not happening.
it was definitely not happening. Although Whitney got so fired up at the end, he's like, after I play in this 4-ball, I'll take a year off.
You know what we'll do? We'll set it up big time. After this 4-ball, I won't get any more USGA events, and we'll play this fucking match for whatever Riggs wants. I'll lose my amateur status. I don't care at this point. We got to wait till after May. So, yeah, it's another year for people to complain and people to whine, and maybe they won't be interested. But after all this, I'm pretty sure they will. And I will pound you, Riggs. I don't care. I'm not afraid of you. You suck at golf. I watched a video today. You made a double bogey on a 330
But you watched it, though. Appreciate that.
Suck. Yeah, I know, I'm getting your clicks, but suck my balls, all you guys, okay? So listen,
I'm
go
not
on
biased,
and
Whitney.
talk about me the rest of your radio show, Dave, you fucking peasant.
And just do it to get out of the way. I mean,
I
Whitney,
don't think he's going to get banned. I don't think it's going to happen.
Whitney was as much on his heels, I think, yesterday when it came out like we had this information, he didn't know what to say. Because he knew. He's like, yeah, I guess I should. Of course you should have said it. It was pertinent to the conversation.
He told on himself, basically.
Yeah, right. He tattled on himself and said the exact opposite.
when
Like
it
on
came
the
on
radio,
radio,
like, it's
yeah.
all your fault they
Right.
found out. It's like, wow.
It's bad stuff.
Yeah,
What
it's
if,
tough. I like Ryan Whitney. I'm a Ryan Whitney fan. But
What if,
it was
this
ugly.
was someone else?
What?
What if this was like Trent versus Riggs, let's say, and one of them was like, never mind, I'm backing out of it. Would you allow that to happen? I feel like if it was someone else, you'd be like, well, you're playing and you're just going to be banned for a year.
Yes.
Yeah.
If it was, I mean, he's.
Yeah. No,
I mean, it's
I
all
know.
different.
I know everyone gets treated different. I just wanted to know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who does hear anything like remotely similar to that.
$20 Chef's trying to go pro in bags.
I don't know.
He is. If he does, it would be awesome.
What if like comedy? What if like someone would be banned from comedy clubs because they had to do this, and you would make them do the one Barstool?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it's different when like your primary job is comedy. Here, if we're doing something.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So-
All right, so no golf match.
No golf match. Sad.
That is sad. That
Very
was gonna be a big
sad.
time
Did a
event.
big hit to the Ryan Whitney brand, to be honest.
Oh boy.
I heard someone, was it you who said Lion Ryan is what you're calling
That was
him?
funny. Lion Whitney. Lion Whitney was the
Lion
one.
Whitney.
That was funny. That was a good one. You came up with that right then and there.
I don't know if
right?
Dave did, but he likes it.
No, I just call him Lion Whitney.
But
was
I
screaming at
don't.
him.
Did you like realize it was a funny joke though?
No, I still
Like
don't.
Ryan Whitney, Lion Whitney.
Yeah, like they rhyme, you mean?
Yeah, it just sound.
Yeah. No, I was just screaming at him. It was a shout.
It was funny when he called you like a
midget.
fucking, yeah, it was funny.
I'm just furious that you guys are actually blaming me on this. Blame the United States Golf Association and don't blame me. Keep my name off your lips, Portnoy, you fucking old midget.
Listen, he was on his
You
back.
idiotic
He's just
midget.
left his kid in the movie theater alone. He was like,
I'm in the movie theater at Chestnut Hill right now with my son again. You're interrupting me, you fucking idiot. And I'm trying to sit here and enjoy it. And I got Frankie Borelli telling me to call on the radio with breaking news.
it's breaking news. I gasped. I gasped.
News.
In the movie's like screaming.
Poor kid has had like back-to-back days where he's just like
You could hear his kid,
daddy,
the dad in
son
the,
time.
in the car and then in the
He
movie.
He
screaming.
texted Frankie after the first one. He's like, "You're an asshole. My kid's crying now."
How old is this? This kid's young, right?
Yeah, super young.
Like 2 years old.
Yeah, so.
All right.
Oh man.